Okay, so just got this in. Got it from AliExpress. And it's basically a set of custom minifigs, Lego minifigs. Not real Lego minifigs, of course, but yeah, there's so many out there that Lego does make, and so many a lot that they don't. And sometimes you just don't want to spend as much for the real thing if you don't need to. That's just how I see it. And this is basically, primarily I was just looking around and I started, for some reason I decided, let's see what kind of minifigs do they have for like Delta Squad from Republic Commandos, right? That's one of my favorite games on the Xbox, and I still have a copy of it on my Xbox, actually, on a newer one, but it's been, I guess, semi-updated. But the graphics are still, dated, but it's still a fun game. I wish they would make a new one. I don't know. Instead of Republic, I guess they can do Imperial Commandos, or even better, I think they should do one of the Bad Batch, like before, they were on the run and all of that. Maybe when they were still part of the Republic, focus on them as the special squad, like Delta was. And because I was looking at Solid Brick Studios, if you followed those YouTube channels, I believe his store, I think it's his store, or he maybe has a part in it, but he had some stuff made for, I think it's from Minifigs for You, and he had a new Delta Squad. Looks really good, but $99 for 4 figures, I believe. It's kind of pricey. I do believe probably the quality will maybe up there more. They were probably pad printed, I think. To tell you the truth, sometimes I can't even tell the difference, but I would assume they're nicer. But I don't know, the other style is what they call UV. I'm not exactly clear the difference in the process, but from what I can tell, from if you see my other video with the Bad Batch, and also I got a couple other figures with that group, and I think it came with Ahsoka and Omega. She's basically part of Bad Batch, and even the Stranger Things ones that I got. I mean, what they can do with those. I mean, the detail overall is pretty good. There are some that may be lacking a little bit, but most of them are fairly passable. And you can see, I'll get these out and I'll show it to you once I've stuck them on, assemble them. You get printing on the sides, besides, all the way through the legs. You don't get necessarily dual molded legs, but I mean, they can essentially create almost the same look from most angles. Just for example, and just the fact that they can even go to the sides, which Lego says they can't do, but maybe it's because of their printing methods, but apparently you should be able to do it. This one's not the cleanest, I can tell, but I think for overall, for what it is and what I paid for, we'll get into that later, not bad. I mean, these are all going to be, like most of my Legos, will be display pieces. So once they're built, they're going to be somewhere nice in a cabinet or some sort of display case or something, just to keep the dust off, because you do not want to have to constantly dust off minifigures. Already a set is a pain in the butt, but a bunch of little minifigures, even worse. So let me get into it, and I'll show it to you when I'm done. Okay, so here they are. We'll go over Delta Squad here, and then we got the the captain, I guess. Just call him Boss, I believe. And just give you a look around. Side printing, even with the legs. It's not the best, but at least you get a decent amount of printing. There's some gaps or something, but. And I would say, like, where they have stripes that meet up on top, you can see the way it's printed, it's kind of overlapped and not perfect all the way through. But overall, it looks good. I mean, you got pretty good detail on the backpack, and these are all pretty much the same. They just changed the paint colorway. This is here is Sev. I think he's kind of like the medic. I think he's the one that fixes. Actually, they all can kind of be sent to help heal each other. But yeah, it's got the red paint scheme. Kind of looks bloody. I mean, overall, I think the detail is there. I mean, like something like this, at least the stripe doesn't go across, so it doesn't seem to have much of an issue. So that's actually good. That goes with Scorch as well. Looks pretty good. And they all basically have the same accessories. One extra hand. This laser rifle, blaster rifle, whatever you want to call it. It's very typical that you see them use. And they also happen to have like a long kind of rifle thing. I don't remember seeing them use that unless it's like supposed to be when this is converted to like can be converted into like a sniper rifle, right? You can switch modes. But yeah, this is pretty much. I'm just going with the standard look. That's what I generally see most of the Commandos using is this kind of blaster here. So Scorch. It's probably my favorite. I just like the way he looks with the black and yellow. He's a little bit darker than the other ones. That's the way his paint scheme is. And right here we have Fixer. And he's the only one where the backpack was a little bit, it was kind of loose. You put it on the peg here. It's really easy for it to fall off. So I just put a little bit of glue on this. It's a little dab on the spot where it attaches, and that's fine. It's never really going to come off and be used anywhere else anyways. And again, most of these will be on display, and of course, yes, there's a little issue with the stripe on the top, but from most distances that you're probably going to see them at, not that noticeable. And again, they were selling, I gotta look at it if it's how their accessories are, like a backpack and whatnot, with the one from Minifigs for you, but that's like $99 for 4 figures. I'm not sure that much better, you know. I mean, for me, this basically gets by pretty good. You know, it has the detail and looks like what it's supposed to really nicely. And I also got the other 4 back here. All this for 15 or 12 something, plus the shipping was like about 15 something. So basically 12, essentially 12, but you know, if you count the shipping, it's basically around $15. This is pretty good here, right? I mean, if it was 14, that's almost $2 each, but it's actually, what is that right? $2 each. 14. No, actually, no, got that wrong. A little bit less than that, but still, again, for the overall the variety of the paint scheme, and they just look pretty good. I'm not going to complain too much. So you have some other variants here. We'll just start off with the standard clone Commando, which you will see in the Bad Batch, probably most prominently. You know, it's unpainted. They just kind of, most of these guys are still under Order 66, so you know, they just turn basically bad, and they're swore for the Empire at this point. These are pretty standard looking ones, nothing specially painted, but still looks good. And next would be, well, you might know Gregory. He's also from, well, you've seen more of the Commandos from the Bad Batch. Gregory, I believe he was in the Clone Wars and perhaps Rebels later at some point. But, you know, he didn't get affected by Order 66, and I believe he was kind of living with some of the other clone commandos somewhere in the desert, right? On a converted, not AT-AT, I forgot the name of the walkers that they had in Clone Wars with a gun on the back, 6 legs. Kind of looks like an iguana. Yeah, he looks pretty good, you know. Nicely detailed. storied or camouflaged, but either way, looks good. And then you get, this is another name, character is called Voca, Voca. I think he's from a novel or a comic book, Star Wars. I'm not familiar with him, but he came with it, I think. And I just, when I did my research, I noticed that maybe in a couple of the pictures, I see him with a larger than usual gun, and even with, I believe, like he has a Gatling or something like that at some point. So in one of the illustrations or drawings, whatever that I saw of him, so I said, all right, well, I'll give him the bigger gun because everybody else has the same thing, and it looks pretty good too. And lastly, we have a clone Commando that's, was drawing a blank, Omega Squad. And he's different because the lighted part goes all the way to the bottom. I'm not sure if that's accurate or not. But anyways, kind of cool. It's just blacked out. And that's basically it. Oh, the heads, they're all like, oh, can't see it, but it's just generic white head. There's no face print or skin tone whatsoever. I guess it makes sense. I mean, on one hand, you don't ever see them take off their helmet or see it in the face. The same with, except for Gregory. He's the only one that, he does remove it and he changes out his armor. He's not actually wearing this anymore later down the line. But anyways, otherwise, the rest of these guys, I don't know about him. Maybe he might have, but you never see any of the regular clone Commandos. Haven't seen anything from Omega Squad and Delta Squad. Right here, again, in the game, and even in Rebels, when you just had Scorch, don't know what happened to the other ones, they never show the face, so that's fine. And something else. Yeah, I think for the price, totally worth it. You get a good set of, characters that you might really like and want to see them in Lego form, and I did with this, and I think that looked pretty good. I'm not sure how much better $99 for the one from Minifigs for you. Is it Minifigs for you? How that would do that much better? Yeah, I think for most viewing distances, and already got a lot of detail, this works. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and make sure I catch you in the next one, which should be on this guy back there, the Normandy. Almost done. I gotta finish off the wings on both sides. I have engines in them, and I already started a video on it, and once I finish this, then I'll do the video just wrapping that up. Yeah, so there you go. Thanks for watching. Catch you next one.